Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Got disconnected again. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No? I think we can call Krishna from this one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. We can call Krishna from here. Hare Krishna everyone, so thank you so much for your presence. Let's do Gita for a few minutes. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe, Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radhe, Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radhe, Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe, Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshan, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshan, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Please fold your hands and repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatari. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for this Bhagavad Gita session. And we are discussing very important chapter. You know the name? Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Bhagavad Gita is very much famous for Karma Yoga. So we have to continue verse number 10 onwards. So, like in second chapter, Krishna explained many subject matter, especially about soul and Sakam Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, many other things. So Arjuna, he got confused, especially when Krishna spoke about 2.49, Dure nahi avaram karma, buddhi yoga dhananvaya. You should avoid abominable action, right? So Arjuna got confused. See, because Arjuna, what he was thinking, fighting is abominable, killing is abominable action, and Krishna is asking to avoid such kind of action, right? And based on that teaching, Arjuna decided not to fight. But again, Krishna is saying, you should fight. So he was confused. He got confused. So if we have doubt, or if we are confused, what we should do? What we should do?
Approach the spiritual master.
Yes. We should get it clarified. Sometimes, if we have doubt, if we do not clarify it, then as per Bhagavad Gita, sanshayatma vinashyati, then we destroy ourselves. So doubt is very dangerous. If we keep it, then that will destroy us, right? So immediately we should get it clarified. So Arjuna, when he was not clear what to do, what not to do, then again in 3rd chapter, he is asking, the first verse, if you remember, the first thing he is asking, O Janardhan, O Keshav, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? If you think that intelligence is better than fruity work. So my intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. Therefore, please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. So this is the approach. If we are not clear, we must clear it from authority, from the right source. So Arjuna is now, Krishna is clarifying his doubt. He said, I told you that there are two kinds of people. Two kinds of people, they try for self-realization. So one kind of people, they follow philosophy, you can say, like, no, they try to understand self by empirical knowledge, philosophy. And the second kind of people, they try to understand self by engaging themselves in prescribed duties. So these are the two approach. So whichever approach you want to follow, you can follow that. But again, we have to understand what Prabhupada is mentioning, that these two approach are not different approach. Ultimately, if you see the purpose, if you are following the Gyan process or you are following the Karma process, the purpose is one. What is that? Self-realization, understanding God. So whichever process you are following, the purpose is same, but Krishna is saying that religion without philosophy, this is statement like Prabhupada is mentioning in purport, religion without philosophy is sentiments. If you are following religion or doing some activity without knowing the purpose, that is sentiments. And philosophy without religion, if we simply speak about philosophy but not doing any activity or not engaged in action, then that is mental speculations. So both religion and philosophy, both are interdependent, right? And Krishna is saying that simply by renunciation, one cannot achieve perfection, renunciation of action, right? So if we simply just renunciate all the activities, then also that is not going to help, that is not going to give us perfection. So this was his question, then how should I work? How should I act? Right? So if I give you this question, option is renunciation, give up your work. And one option is do your work. Which one is better? Doing your work. Yes, because Krishna is saying that premature renunciation is also prescribed. One should renounce, but renunciation at premature stage is dangerous. And Krishna is saying that if somebody is renouncing, but he is attached with sense objects, internally he is not renounced. Externally he renounced the activities, but internally he is attached with so many desires for sense enjoyment. So that kind of renunciation is not recommended in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying this kind of renunciation is cheating, pretender, mithyachara sociate. Means somebody is doing like this, that externally renouncing the world, showing people that I have renounced the whole world, but internally within his heart he is having so many worldly desires. And this kind of sannyas is not recommended. So one should renounce only when one is fully purified. One's heart is fully purified. Then only fully renunciate from within, not from outside. Because if somebody is externally renouncing the work, but internally attached with so many desires, then there will be a chance to fall down. And we can see the result in society so many times, so many cases we see where some fall downs are there. And that's why Krishna is giving very, very practical approach. Do not renounce, right? So immediate renunciation is not recommended in Bhagavad Gita. And then he's saying that one should work. One should work. Everyone is, why? Because he's saying everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired from the modes of material nature. Nobody can remain, nobody can be without work. One has to work. Because even no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. Either we will do or we will not do. Action is always there. Without action, we cannot live. So, one has to do. Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. So this is the conclusion Krishna is giving, that even we cannot maintain our body also. So we have to do our duty. Yes? But how to do that? That is what the important thing we have to understand in this chapter. We are all doing some activities. We are all doing some duties. But how to do that? So duty is like here, finally Krishna is suggesting that one should do his prescribed duties. What is your duty? First of all, we have to understand what is prescribed duty. Prescribed duty means the duties or activities which is mentioned in scriptures. So let's understand this point first. One thing is very much clear, that we cannot renounce at this stage. At this stage we cannot renounce, we cannot give up our responsibility. We have to do that. So what are those duties we have to do? Practically, let's understand it. What are the duties mentioned in the scriptures?
Get to know God.
Yeah, that is ultimate duty. That is ultimate purpose. Duties means prescribed duty. You will see so many times it is mentioned over here. So Vedic scripture talking about prescribed duties.
Like Varnashram is
Yes,
also
very good. Like there is a Varnashram system. We know about Varnashram system. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Similarly, social order, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha, Sannyas. So these four categories of, these are the four classes of people in society, and accordingly they have their responsibilities. So being in Brahmacharya ashram, there are some responsibilities. If somebody is following Brahmacharya ashram, or somebody is Grihastha, like we are all in Grihastha. Grihastha means family life. We have some duties, some responsibilities. Similarly, Vanprastha, Sannyasis, they have some responsibilities which is mentioned in the scriptures. So one should abide by those laws or those rules and regulations. We should follow that, right? And how one should do that? We are all doing somehow or other. We are doing knowingly, unknowingly. We are doing our duties. But how to do that? Krishna is saying, Yagyarthat karmano anyat lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Very important to understand. We are all doing duties, but we don't know whether the duty we are doing, the way we are doing, is it really helping us? Is it really helping us to get liberated, or it is binding us? So, not only action, in this chapter we will understand, not only action is important. More than action is consciousness behind that action. The approach behind that action is important. What consciousness we have. When we are doing any activity, what is the consciousness behind that activity? Intention behind that activity. Approach behind that activity. That is more important. So externally we may be doing so many good things, but if that activity is not dedicated to Krishna or dedicated to God, that will be binding. That will bind us in this material world. That is what Krishna is saying. Yagyarthat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhana. So activities which is not dedicated to Krishna, that is binding. So we heard so many times, punya karma, pious activity, or impious activities. So these are all binding. We do not get liberated by doing such activities. Either you do punya karma, pious activities, or impious activities. So how we can be liberated? What Krishna is saying, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. Whose satisfaction? Krishna's satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. That is the way of performing action. Karmasu kaushalam. We are all doing activity, but we should know how to do that activity. So, when we do our duties as per the instruction of Krishna, that activity is called akarma. We know there are 3 kinds of activities. What are those? In Bhagavad Gita, 3 kinds of activities. Action, karma, vikarma, and akarma. These are the 3 actions, 3 kinds of actions. Karma means prescribed actions, which is mentioned in scriptures. We should follow the Vedic scriptures. And vikarma means which is not negations. Negations means which we should not do. So those karmas called vikarma, bad activities, sinful activities. And the third one is akarma. Akarma means, one meaning, if you see the literal meaning, is inaction, not doing anything. But here we are learning that we cannot remain without work. In any situation we have to work. But here akarma means action which does not bring any karma within us, any sinful reaction in our life. That kind of action which does not bring any kind of sinful reaction in our life, that is called akarma. And what is that karma? How to do that karma, that kind of karma? How to do? Simply following the instruction of Krishna. Devotional activity is called akarma. When we offer it to Krishna, then that activity is karma free. Anything we offer to Krishna, that becomes karma free. No reaction, no sinful reaction. Right? So, and any activity which we do for Krishna, that is called yajna. Yajna. Now, the second point is, what is the meaning of yajna? This is, yajna means activity for the pleasure of Lord. Like normally we see in yajna, we offer so many oblations. To whom? Ultimately, we offer it to so many demigods, and finally the oblation goes to Krishna, Vishnu. That is the purpose of yajna, to satisfy Krishna, to satisfy Vishnu. That is the purpose. And if Krishna is pleased, yasmin tushti jagat tushti. If Krishna is happy, then everybody will be happy. Right? And that is the purpose of yajna. Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Krishna is saying, I am all the oblations or whatever is the offering we like oblations we give, we offer in a yajna, that is for Krishna. So yajna is for the pleasure of Krishna, and now we have to understand what is yajna. Yajna means prescribed duties or activity or action which is for the pleasure of Krishna. That is called yajna. Very clear. Yes. And Krishna is suggesting that we should follow the cycle of yajna, cycle of sacrifice. Yajna means sacrifice. And what is that cycle? Krishna is saying, Sajagya Praja Sashtva. First of all, he is informing about that how we can be prosper, how we can be happy in this life. What is the cycle of sacrifice we have to follow? So first of all, he is teaching that we should do yajna. We should do activity for the pleasure of Krishna. And now what he is saying? In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu and blessed them by saying, be thou happy by this yajna, sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So we all want to be happy. We all want liberation from this material suffering. And what we have to do then? And Krishna is saying that in the beginning of creation, Krishna is Prajapati, is Aham Bija Pradapita. Krishna is our source. We are all coming from Krishna. And Krishna is saying that in the beginning of this creation, sent forth generations of men and demigods. Who are demigods? Who are demigods? You know, administrators, very good. We all know about it, right? Who are the, can you give me any name? Demigod's name? Indra, Vayu, Varuna. All these are demigods. And they are in charge of particular administrative department, you can say, like Mother said, administrators of universal arrangement. To administer this universe, so many demigods are there taking care of particular department. So like Indra, he is in charge of rain, fire god, sun god. They are all, demigods.
And they are devotees of Lord also.
Yes, they are devotees. They are part and parcel of Krishna. They are all, like we are part and parcel of Krishna. Demigods, they are also part and parcel of Krishna. And being part and parcel of Krishna, this is duty, our duty to serve Krishna. Serving the whole. I have given this example many a time that like this hand is part and parcel of this body. Then what is the duty of this hand? To serve this body. Independently, this hand cannot be happy. Cannot survive. So the duty of hand is to serve the body, and by serving the whole body, the hand will be satisfied or nourished. So similarly, demigods, they are part and parcel of Krishna. They are by the instruction, by the desire of Krishna, they are serving Krishna. They are taking care of different departments in this universal management. So demigods. And what Krishna is saying? Along with sacrifices. So what are those three things? Generations of men, demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them. So three things are there. Generations of men and demigod and sacrifices for Vishnu. So he said if we do yajna, by doing yajna, we can please the demigods, we can please the Lord. And that way, what will happen? If we perform yajna, will bestow upon demigods, means all these, what they do? Bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuva parasparam bhavayanta shreya param avapsyata. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. This is the process of sacrifice. Because we are getting so many things from demigods, through demigods. Sun god giving light, energy, Indra giving us rain. So we have to, we have duties towards them. So this yajna is what? By yajna we please all the demigods. But ultimately we are pleasing Krishna. We have to understand it, right? So if this is our duty. If we are receiving something from someone, we should be thankful. We should feel gratitude, or we should offer respect. So this yajna is offering respect, being grateful. And if you do not do that, what Krishna is saying? Ishtan bhogan hi bodeva dashyante yajna bhavita ter dattan apradayebhyo yo bhunte stena eva sa. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. So demigods, they are in charge of our different necessities. Whatever necessities, whatever is really required in our life. We need food grains, we need water, we need sunlight. So whatever is required, and demigods are in charge of these different necessities. So by doing yajna, or following or performing our prescribed duties, we are pleasing demigods. And if they are pleased, they provide us our necessities. This is the science. Unfortunately, modern generation, modern scientists, they do not know it. Our natural resources, water, food grains, we will understand. Now Krishna is going to speak about it. How we get water, how we get food grains. This is great science we have to understand. So if we please demigods, how to please I will tell you. But if we please, or if we perform yajna, if they are happy, the necessities of life will be sufficient. And if we simply enjoy those resources without being grateful to demigods, or without being grateful, thankful to Krishna, or without offering it to Krishna or demigods, then we will call as thief. Means that will become sinful activity. Thief, stealing is what? It's a sinful activity. So if we steal, then it's sinful activity, and for sinful activity we get sinful reaction. Sinful reaction. So anything we are getting from natural resources, whatever is we are getting from, we must offer it back to Krishna. We must be grateful for that. Otherwise, if we simply forget them, if we simply try to enjoy those resources without considering, without doing prescribed duty, then that will bring sinful reaction. Because that will become sinful action. And what Krishna is saying, how we can be free from sinful reactions? Yajna santo muchyante sarvakil vishay bhunjate te puvagam papa ye pachanti atma karanat. Krishna is saying, the devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Getting this point? Now Krishna is talking about prasad. Food offered for sacrifice, food offered to Krishna. Yajna sishtasina santo Muchyante sarvakil vishay. So, because food which is offered to Krishna, and after offering it, when we take it as a prasad, so that food is purifying. That is not ordinary food. That's why we say that we should always eat prasad only. Whatever we eat, we should first offer it to Krishna. Because the moment we offer it to Krishna, then it is sanctified food. Krishna's mercy is there. Prasad means mercy. So when we take mercy of Krishna, that is not only karma free. Our objective is not only getting karma free food. There's no reaction. There's no sin in that food. But that food is purifying. Purifying. So, released from all kinds of sins. Simply, if we eat Krishna Prasad, we will be released from all kinds of sin. Because they eat, okay. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Very important lesson now, huh? As of now, because we were not aware of it, we have been cooking and eating for the self. Just whatever, most of us, we have been doing this only. So if we eat it without offering, that is eating sin. Here it is, of course, Krishna is talking about food, but it's not about just food. Anything and everything. Because we are getting from Krishna. And if we do not offer it back to Krishna, or taking it without permission, so offering means what? Just acknowledging Krishna, everything belongs to you, this is yours. So with his permission, if I accept it, then I'm a loyal person. But if I do not acknowledge it, if I do not reciprocate or be grateful for that, then that is a stealing. It means taking something without permission. That is a stealing. That is sinful action. And for that sinful action, we get reaction in our life. Right? So Krishna is saying devotees are free from all sinful reactions because they first offer it to Krishna. Not only food. If you see devotees, anything and everything, whatever they get, they offer it to Krishna. Even clothes. Whatever, like devotees I have seen, whatever they are, even new car, bike, whatever they are getting, any gadget, they first offer it to Krishna. This is yours. I'm just your servant, and for your pleasure, I'm going to utilize it for your pleasure, not for sense gratification. We have to understand. So sense gratification means forget about Krishna, just enjoy the resources without his acknowledgement. Enjoy, right? Yeah. Yes. So acknowledging is required. Otherwise, that will bring sinful reaction. And now, very interesting part. Now listen it. See what Krishna is saying. All living bodies subsist on food grains. What do we need exactly? What is our requirement to survive? Technology? All those gadgets or food grains? Huh? Food grains. Annad bhavanti bhutani. Annad bhavanti bhutani means all living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Parjanyad anna sambhava. How do we get food grains? If there's no rain, can we get food grain? No. So this is the cycle we have to understand. So to survive, we need food grains, and food grains we get from rain. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice. Have you heard of it? Before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rains, modern scientists, they cannot understand. How is it possible? If you perform yajna, there will be rain, sufficient rain. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, so many kings, the religious kings, like Yudhishthira Maharaj, if you read about his kingdom, when he was ruling the kingdom, ruling this earth, the earth was full with natural resources, sufficient water, sufficient food grains, everything required to survive, everything was sumptuously available for everyone. Why? He was a religious person. He was doing all kinds of yajna.
Yes.
So when yajna is there, then only rain will be there. And now we see season, because nobody is bothered about this kind of activity. And that's why we see so many natural disturbances. Right? Seasonal disturbance, you see, very much disturbed. When rain is required, there is no rain. And when there is no rain required, then you will see automatically somewhere sudden rain is happening. So this is all because people are not following prescribed duties. Yajna means prescribed duties. And engaged in all sorts of sinful activities. So when we are engaged in sinful activities, not doing yajna, not doing our prescribed duties, then we get reaction for that. And we can see so many natural calamities, problems, pandemics, war. What is this? This is all sinful reactions of our sinful action. So, rain, yajna bhavati parjanyo, yajna karma samudbhava. So we have discussed how yajna takes place. So yajna is born of prescribed duties. We have to understand this. Yajna doesn't mean only putting some oblation in fire. That is one way of performing yajna. But here Krishna is teaching us yajna means performing your prescribed duties. This is yajna, which is there in Vedic scripture. What are the duties, how to perform? We have to learn it and perform it. So every day if we do it, then everything, all prosperity will be there in life. So Prabhupada has given a very detailed description about. So next he's saying karma. Now where from action? How to know about action? Karma is karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmaksharam samudbhavam. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas. Brahma means Vedas. Where from? How to know about activities? From Vedas. So karma brahmodbhavam. Brahmodbhavam means not mental speculation. Many people, they do not we do not take reference from scriptures. And whatever we think good, we are just doing it. Whatever satisfies me, I'm just doing it. You see, many religions, they support alcohol. Many religions, they will not support, meat eating. Institutions are there, they are supporting meat eating, like in Islam, you see. So as per their faith, meat eating is allowed. In Christianity, or all this. So that is not, this is all mental speculation. Even if I say meat eating, or not meat eating exactly, sacrifice of animal sacrifice. That is mentioned in scriptures. But that is not every day. And there is a process. Like in Islam, every day, no, you will never see any instruction about slaughterhouses. Sacrifice is there, but there is a process and there is a higher purpose behind that sacrifice. Unfortunately, people do not know about it. Even in Islam, in the name of sacrifice, now every day, just to satisfy the taste of tongue, every day they are killing. That is not recommended. So, yes. So prescribed duty means Brahma Udbhavam. Whatever is mentioned in Vedas, that is prescribed. So we have to take reference from his scriptures and understand what is prescribed duty and follow that. Brahmaksharam Samudbhava. Where from Veda is taking place? What is the source of Vedas? And Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedas, where from? Who is giving us Vedas or Vedic instructions? God, Krishna. So Krishna, he is the source of Vedas. And he himself in Bhagavad Gita is speaking about the purpose of Vedas. What is the purpose of Vedas? Vedaishcha sarve aham eva vedyo. He is saying, I am to be known. This is the purpose of Vedas. Knowing the Veda or following the instructions of the Vedas, doing your prescribed duties, the ultimate purpose of doing all this thing is just to know Krishna, just to accept Krishna, to serve Krishna. Otherwise, there is no use of doing prescribed duties. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Ata Pumbhir Duja Srishta Varnashram Vibhagasha Swanushtistasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. What is the purpose of Varnashram Dharma? Like we discussed, Varnashram Dharma and duties in Varnashram Dharma. What is the ultimate purpose? Even if we are doing all those prescribed duties, but if we are not satisfying Krishna, that is Shamayeva hi kevalam, as per Srimad Bhagavatam, simply waste of time. Just why waste of time? Because the human life is not meant just to satisfy senses or just to meet the needs of our body. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Any and every animal, they are doing the same job. Why Shamayeva hi kevalam? Because this is not the only purpose. Sense gratification is not the purpose. But satisfying the Supreme Personality of God, Hari, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So by our activities, by our duty, we have to do it in such a way so that we can meet our bodily needs and at the same time we can please Krishna. So all these different instructions or rules and regulations in Vedic scripture, the ultimate purpose is to purify heart, purify consciousness. So we have to always remember this goal, this objective. No? Otherwise, activity will go on. We can maintain our body, but we will not achieve the ultimate goal. And that is great loss. Human form is meant for that. Vishwaksena Kathasuna. What is that? Whatever activity we are doing, if Krishna, Vishwaksena Kathasuya, if you are not developing love for Krishna, Shramayeva hi kevalam. So that is waste of time. So this Veda that is manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. So when we are doing yajna, Krishna is always there with us. So yajna means Krishna, Yajnapati. Krishna is Yajnapati. My dear Arjuna, evam pravartitam chakram na anuvartayati ya aghayur indriya aramo mogham partha sajivati. My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice thus established by the Vedas certainly leads a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain. Huh? Can anybody explain what exactly Krishna is saying? Conclusion, huh? He is concluding. So what we have to do in this human form of life, we have to follow the cycle. We have to follow the cycle. Wherefrom we are getting everything, we have to dedicate, we have to be grateful, we have to serve, we have to worship. If we do not follow this cycle, then leads a life full of sin. And sinful life means sinful reaction, suffering. Sinful reaction means suffering. So if we want to get liberated from all these sufferings, the cycle of birth and death, we have to follow the cycle. So this is and what else he's saying? Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain. Mogham partha sajivati. Useless. Why? Just now we discussed about it. If we are just living for belly, roti kapda makan kind of, So that is not the purpose. So human form of life is very, very special, and we should live for higher purpose. So here onwards, so he will close here only. So the cycle of sacrifice, yajna, we must follow. And also Prabhupada is explaining that if we are not in situation to follow the Vedic instructions, what is the option? Or let's take it in a different way. Yajna means, let's revise. What is the meaning of yajna? To satisfy Krishna. Prescribed duty or activity to satisfy Krishna. And Krishna himself in this Kali Yuga, he appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he knows that in this Kali Yuga, people are very lazy. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana. The people in this age of Kali, they will have not very long life. Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge. Manda sumanda matayo. They will be lazy. Manda means lazy. Sumanda matayo. Not very intelligent. Not very intelligent means? They don't know what is good for them. What is really beneficial for them. They don't know. And that's why the whole world is running after something which is creating so many problems. They don't know the right solution. That is manda, sumanda matayo. Even if some people trying to understand, but they are also not finding the right path due to mental speculation. He upadruta, and also people are so much unfortunate because in this age of Kali, because of sinful action, sinful reaction, people are struggling even for their bread and butter, for their bread, struggling. Always stress, always anxiety. And understanding the situation that in this Kali Yuga, people will not have time to go to read Vedas, understand Vedas, Vedic instructions and follow. How many of you have read Vedas? Even Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of Vedic scripture, it's for intelligent people. It's very difficult to understand. And Vyasadeva, mercifully, he compiled all these things, small, Bhagavad Gita, essence of Vedas. Okay, in Kali Yuga, he knows that people will not have sufficient time, not have sufficient intelligence. They will be very much engaged in different kinds of activity. So better give them Bhagavad Gita, let them. And Professor, this is ABCD of his spiritual life. We are just beginners. And throughout the life, we try to understand Bhagavad Gita. This is beginning. And after this, we have Srimad Bhagavatam. After that, we have Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, advanced postgraduate education. So he gave it just so that we can spend some time, understand the purpose of life, understand how to achieve that purpose, what kind of activities, how to do that, just to understand it. But still, because in Kali Yuga, even to read Bhagavad Gita, we don't have time. We don't have that much intelligence to understand the ABCD of his spiritual life. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercifully, he appeared. Yajya Sankirtanaya Praya Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. Just to distribute what? Love of Godhead. This is the topmost benediction. The topmost achievement in spiritual life is love of Krishna, love of Godhead. What to talk about sinful reaction? Sinful reaction is very small thing. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is saying, Sarva dharman pratyaja, mamekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma suchan. Don't fear. Just take my shelter. I will release you from all sinful reactions. That is the condition Krishna is giving. So releasing, getting free from sinful reaction is very, very easy. Krishna is saying simply you eat prasad. Simply you offer food to Krishna and take it. You will be free from all sinful reaction. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not only releasing us from sinful reaction, he has come here to give Krishna Prem, the topmost benediction. And that too, not with such condition apply. Not any condition. No condition apply. Just you desire. Just you develop desire and he will give you. Laulyam hi ekalam mulyam. He is saying only one price for this topmost benediction is desire. So we have to develop that desire that I want Krishna in my life. And if Krishna is there, everything is there. So if we have this desire, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving this most shortcut formula to get Krishna, to free us from all sinful reaction. That is Sankirtan Yagya, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is Sankirtan Yagya. And this Yagya, we have to do every day. We can do every day, every time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, there is no rule and regulation. Anytime, anywhere, you can chant the holy name. And you do not require anything. You do not have to make any external arrangements. Any external arrangements. Like in general, yagya we do, fire oblations. If we see so many arrangements required. In Satyuga is age of meditation. And Treta Yuga is age of yagya. Big yagya, Shomedh yagya. So big yagya, and it's very costly affair. In Dwapar Yuga, offering, doing worshipping Krishna in temple. That is also very costly and so many processes. In Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to follow all these processes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, forget about it. Just chant the holy name. Kirtan. Simply, if we chant the holy name, we get all the benefits of all different kinds of yagya. And chanting, when we start this, when we do it, the first activity Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining, Chaito Darpan Marjana. Our heart, the dust within our heart is cleansed. And that is the purpose of Vedas. That is the purpose of following prescribed duty, to purify heart. And simply by chanting, we can purify our heart. And when the heart is pure, Cheto Darpan Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirmapanam. Bhava Mahadavagni. Davagni means fire, forest fire. It's very difficult to extinguish forest fire. No fire brigade can extinguish forest fire. Only the mercy of God, rain. Yes? So we are also, within our heart, there is fire which is burning, anxiety, stress, so many things that is burning our life. And if we want to extinguish the fire within our heart, we have to take shelter of the holy name, chanting the name. So when we chant, heart is purified, that fire is extinguished, then what will take place? Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirmapanam Shya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Then all auspiciousness will take place. Shya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam. On every step, there will be bliss, ocean of bliss. Yes. So we have to take shelter of the holy name. In this age of Kali Yuga, no other process will work. No other process will work. Right? This is the only process Krishna himself given us. And let's please take shelter of this name. So all these Vedic rituals, processes, we won't be able to follow. We won't be able to organize and do those things. But one thing, chanting the name, we can do it anywhere, anytime. So let's take shelter, and very seriously. It's not just that, if we are not doing, at least we can start with 1 round, 2 rounds. But we have to understand the seriousness of time, that we have very less time. And from time immemorial, so many lifetimes we have been associating in this material world, or enjoying our senses separate from Krishna. So to purify our consciousness, it's not easy. And in this human form of life only we can purify our consciousness. And we now have got the means, the tool to purify consciousness. So we have to take it very seriously. Otherwise, any moment we can lose this opportunity, this human form of life. So whatever we are doing, whatever responsibilities and duties are there, we have to do it. We have to offer our duty to Krishna, the action, the fruits, everything to Krishna, and we have to always chant the holy name and take his shelter. So we will chant 1 round and do it every day at home. Of course, for the last many months we have been hearing somehow not much stress on chanting, because initially we don't have taste, we don't like to do it, but understanding the importance, let's inspire each other. If somebody is pulling you to chant the name, he is the biggest, or I say, beneficiary. He is your well-wisher, best well-wisher, if we are chanting. So let's inspire each other and chant more and more. Utilize this human form of life. So if we are chanting, and if we are not able to do any other kind of yajna, no worry. You are doing this. This is the supreme yajna. Chanting the holy name. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaurabhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Hare, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we have opened one bank account, one bank. We have started one bank, right? And we want, especially I want, because you all open your account in this bank. How many of you want to open your account? Huh? Which bank you know?
Krishna Bank.
Krishna. There's a bank also, I know Krishna, isn't it? No?
Yeah,
Krishna
there's
Bank
one
is there.
bank.
So we are going to open this account, bank, Krishna Consciousness Bank. And you all please open your account. Already you have started. So now, like we know, we try to deposit as much money, or we try to earn so much money and put it in our bank. And that money we know, with the end of this life, that account is closed. That money will not help us. But the money, the real wealth, Harinam, we have to now accumulate this wealth, spiritual wealth, which is going to help us at every step. So every day we have to earn so many names, we have to chant so many rounds. No, let's not be miser in that case, right? We have to earn as much we can do that. So Sheetal Mata is really very concerned about it, right? For last many months we have been attending. Knowledge we are getting, but knowledge, if it is not practiced, that is simply waste of time. So the best practice, understanding the whole scripture, Vedic scripture, is accepting the holy name of the Lord. The whole Srimad Bhagavatam, conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam is taking shelter of the holy name of the Lord. So if we are chanting, it means we have understood the whole Vedic scripture. We have understood the purpose of our life, and we are on the way to achieve that purpose. So let's increase as many rounds we can chant. And now we will make a record also. That will help us only. We will know that how many rounds we are chanting, how much, and how many rounds we should increase. How many rounds you want to chant every day? Just tell me. How many rounds you want to chant?
60.
You know how? Anybody? One? One round? That's it?
I have reached till 8 rounds.
Till 8 rounds.
Daily.
Yeah. Prerna Mataji, have you started 2 rounds?
2 rounds.
Every day. Fix some round, huh? Anybody? Sveta Mataji, you started?
Yes,
Yeah.
some days I miss, but
No, better let's fix it because this is,
around 10.
yeah, very nice. So nice. Abhishek Prabhu?
Yes,
16 every day?
sometimes.
Yes. Please, let's fix it and increase the round. Minimum number prescribed in this, is 16 rounds. We should do it. We should do 16 rounds every day, and at least we should take some vow that within, maybe we will start with 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds as per time, and gradually let's take some vow that by this time I will reach up to this level. Continue it and continue it. Initially, maybe you will feel some struggle, but once you start chanting the name, the tongue practice, you automatically it will happen. You will love to do it. You will love to do it. And spending time in chanting or any devotional activity, that is not wasting your time, that will save lots of time, that will give you lots of time. Not only time, but it will save us from sufferings, from entanglement in this material world. So let's focus, let's invest more time and do more chanting, engage in devotional service, and that will purify the heart. All purpose solved simply by chanting. Thank you so much. You all have been regularly participating, and gradually, eventually we have to advance. So every step we have to try more and more and more, so that in this life only we can make our life perfect and go back to Bhagavad. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Shri Gopal ki jai.
बहुत सारे से पूछा नहीं आपने.
अच्छा, हाँ तो ये account है, sorry. I'm really thankful to Sheetal Mataji because she has been putting so much effort. Even I was feeling I'm not able to give you personal, individual time. Many times I promised her that I'll visit, I'll meet with devotees, I will understand how things are going on. So please help me. That's why I said I'm opening this bank. And as a gratitude, maybe as a gratitude, whether you like it, you don't like it, you understand it, don't understand, just start. Okay, I'm attending this class, and as a gratitude, sometimes we call Guru Dakshina, no? I'm not Guru, though as a respect.
Yes,
No, I'm not. I'm just like that speaker. Whatever I'm hearing from Guru, I'm simply passing that. Okay? I mean, I'm also like you, just practicing. So we all have to help each other. Right? You are here, then I'm getting opportunity to speak, to repeat those words which I'm hearing from my Guru. Right? So we all are in the same stream. So let's help each other, chant more and more rounds. Okay? So that will satisfy the soul. No other things will satisfy. So let's chant. So better you can make a note of all the rounds what is doing, name and number of rounds. We will record it. All other groups, they have big records. And I'll tell you, when you see those things, I'll say kids, teenagers, 15, 16 years, imagine how many rounds they must have been chanting. In this Kartik month, every day they used to chant 32 rounds minimum. Many a child, 15, 16 years old kids, they chanted 46 rounds, 50 rounds, and last day of Kartik in Vrindavan, they chanted more than 80 rounds. I was also part of that, but somehow I had to leave that place. I got my wife's some health issues. But that day, devotees sitting over there in Vrindavan, they chanted 80 rounds. Radhika was one of them. All these kids, they chanted. It's not difficult. It's all about once we take determination to start. Once we desire and determination, dedication is started, and you will be chanting, and then you will experience the difference. Yeah, very different life. You will always pray for those people who has given this opportunity to you. This is the most valuable wealth we are going to receive, we are going to achieve. So let's be very serious about it. Otherwise we will lose this opportunity. After this human form of life, we will not get this opportunity to chant. Then we will only be engaged in sense gratification. Throughout life we have been doing, through so many lifetimes we have been doing. And this human life is for tapa. Tapa means tapodivyam, transcendental austerity, chanting the holy name. Please everybody just let Shikal Mataji note down your name, contact number and the number of rounds you're chanting. In case you're not chanting, don't feel like it. Just start and gradually increase that number. At least reach up to 16 rounds minimum. Otherwise, if you see the recommended numbers, you know how many? 64 rounds. So when it was given to because Srila Prabhupada was in America and he just asked everybody to chant 64 rounds. It takes 8 hours of time. And they said, no, I cannot do that. It was not possible for them. Prabhupada said, okay, just chant 32 rounds every day at least. No, even 32 is not possible. Then Prabhupada said, okay, 16 minimum. Minimum 16 rounds one should chant. And these 2 hours will save lots of time, energy. It's very scientific, no? You will understand when you do it. It will look like, how can I give 2 hours? This 2 hours is going to purify your consciousness, is going to sharpen your mind, is going to clean your mind, and will keep you away from all those things which is simply wasting your time. You will have more time. If you are starting your day with chanting the holy name, you will be focused. You will be free from anxiety and stress. Develop divine qualities. Because directly you are associating with Krishna. When you are chanting the name of Krishna, Krishna is not different than his name. You are directly associating with Krishna. So when you are in association with Krishna, the same qualities you will develop. Satchidananda. You will be blissful. So let's do it every day. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadadadayini. Praladadadadayini. Hiranyakashipu rakshana. Hiranyakashipu rakshana. Shilajantanakalari. Shilajantanakalari. To Narasimha, Bharato Narasimha. To Narasimha, Bharato Narasimha. Yato yato yami tato Narasimha. Yato yato yami tato Narasimha. Hare Narasimha, Hare Narasimha. Hare Narasimha, Hare Narasimha. Narasimhamadin sharanam prapade. Narasimhamadin sharanam prapade. Avakara kamalabhayena adbhuta shindham narita hiranyakashipu tanuvrinda keshavadriya harirupa jagadisha hare jagadisha hare jai jagadisha hare avakara kamalabhayena adbhuta shindham narita hiranyakashipu tanuvrinda keshavadriya harirupa jagadisha Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radha. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radha. Jaya Krishna Balaram, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Hari Om Sankirtan Yagi ki Jai, Nashmadev ki Jai, Bhakt Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So when we started this class in Nirvana country, the temple president, His Grace Ramada Prabhu, he gave me a condition. You know what is that condition? He said within a year, all the devotees said that they should chant at least 16 rounds. They should advance in spirituality. And Sridhar Mataji reminded us still devotees chanting 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 1 round, and now time is very less.
And Prabhu, that too sometimes.
No, that's fine. Ultimately, yes, it's all of us, like it is like that only. But yes, you are really sincere, and because your participation shows that sincerity. And now we have to become more sincere. Let's chant more rounds. Otherwise, Ramad Prabhu will change. Instead of me, somebody else will come. And I don't want to lose this opportunity, so please help me. And whatever help required, one-to-one meeting, we can discuss more about it, we can chant together. So we are ready to help whatever way, but try. You try and you will be able to do it. Just try. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.